Stella here, and I'm here to do your mid-March readings. These readings are for your sun, moon, and rising sign. If you're brand new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. If you're returning, thank you guys so much for sticking with me, and I love you guys. So I'm gonna jump right into it. There's a lot of energies going on right now. There is a lot happening astrologically. We have a lot of Pluto, we have a lot of Mars energy, we have a lot of Jupiter, which is, expanding everything. Obviously, current, world events are pretty crazy, and you might be feeling just heightened emotion. So there's a lot of opportunity for, with this Mars and Pluto energy, there's a lot of opportunity for, miscommunication. We've got Uranus in there too, which is, explosive energy. So especially towards the last half of the month, there's a lot of room for misunderstandings, short tempers, for people to either interpret something somebody said and take it personally. That's really the energy, taking things personally. We see it in the media, we see it in the collective, and on an individual level. We are going through a spiritual enlightenment in the collective. People are waking up. People are not tolerating bullshit or arbitrary power systems any longer. And it's part of coming into Aquarius and us embodying or claiming our personal energy. So March is going to be really important for that. In those moments where we're checked out of ourselves, where we're focusing on the collective, or our emotions have taken us out of our body, grounding us back into the body is going to be key towards the end of the month in balancing all of these sort of chaotic energies that are going on. When you feel that emotion, take a moment to really sit and be present with it and release it, because if you don't, that's where we can get into trouble later in the month, okay? All of my readings, if you are new, are done with the intention to provide you with the insight, guidance, and inspiration that you need so that you can make the choices most aligned with your highest good. When you find it is when you're meant to find it, right? God, universe works in mysterious ways, and it is my honor to be able to do this, truly. So if you have questions, comments, feedback, please put them down below. I will link my website where you can purchase a private reading down below. I will link my email as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw one card, one or maybe two, for the general collective, and then we'll get into your personal readings. So what does the general collective need to know for the month of March? Knight of Cups reversed. So right off the bat, I'm getting like a Uranus connection, very watery, very sort of Pisces energy. We are in Pisces season right now. That's the other thing. Emotions are deep currently. Emotions run deep. The emotional current is very much, contradicting myself. It's deep, right? So the emotions are down there, but it's like right at the surface, right? It's available to us. So emotions that sometimes are buried down below are very much available during this time, during Pisces season in general. And so that's really the challenge, is to get to learn your inner landscape a little bit more, get to learn how to work with your emotions to turn them into your allies rather than your enemy, okay? So let's pull one challenge and one guidance. Two of Cups. Ooh, they're both reversed. Two of Cups and the Six of Wands. Challenge, guidance. Two of Cups is your connection with somebody else. So you can see cups represent the water element. You can see these two people are sharing or exchanging cups. They actually have their arms crossed, so she's like feeding him and he's feeding her. So this is emotional exchange with somebody else. It's in the reverse. So again, emotions are high right now. There is a lot of sort of rage, a lot of anger, aggressive energy, deceptive energy with Pluto right underneath the surface. So at least from now, whenever you watch this in the middle of March to, I would say, like the end of the first week in April, just be very conscious of what you say, what you do, and your temper. And if something does flare up inside you, give yourself some space. Don't react immediately, because it's going to be better if you give yourself time to settle and to think about what you're feeling specifically, than if you just react at this time. Okay. And then your guidance is the Six of Wands reversed. Six of Wands is a card of celebration. It's a card of, like, he's a soldier that's gone out to battle and he's coming home and he's being celebrated. He's like participating in a parade, basically. So two things I'm getting from this. Number one, don't rely on like accolades from the outside, okay? Don't allow your self-worth to be based in what other people have to say to you or about you for the remainder of this month, specifically for that reason, because tempers are high. That energy is right underneath the surface. And if you take too much, like if you invest in it too much, right, it's going to end up hurting you. So just take everything with a grain of salt. Know that this time will pass, and again, work on finding your center and finding your value from within, right? God made all of us, God, universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, made us all, wonderfully and perfect and beautifully. And it's up to you how you get to utilize that energy. But the fact that you exist is proof of your worth and of your value, right? So that's what it comes down to this month. Reminding yourself of that constantly. The other thing that I'm getting is I'm getting like false, like compliments sort of thing. So be careful about people giving you compliments again and taking it to heart, because at this time it may not be coming from like a pure place, because everybody's got this kind of tough energy. We're all going through it, right? So fill your cup from within. Don't rely on the outside to make you feel good, and be careful with those relationships. Be careful with relying or having expectations of others, right? That Uranus energy can be very very unexpected. So just take everything with a grain of salt, allow it to flow, and know that it will pass. Okay. All right, I love you guys. On to your individual reading, to your mid-March reading. I'm gonna jump right into it. And while I was sort of thinking of your energy and meditating on it, I got the image of two things. Those of you that were like 90s kids or 80s kids even, or 2000, you probably remember them. I think there was like a version of it in the 2000s, but do you remember those toys where it was like a ballerina, and I don't know if it was a drawstring or if it was like a button, but she spun, right? And she had wings, and when she spun, the wings would like tuck in on her, and she was doing like a ballerina twirl. So I'm getting that image, and then I'm getting the phrase like getting your wings, like an angel getting their wings. So I don't know if that means something specific to some of you, but I also, for the collective, I want to say it's like you guys finding your divine empowerment, right? Finding your voice. Gemini, I'm a Gemini rising. We're very mercurial, right? We're very fairy-like. We're quick. We like to be social. We think very quickly. What was it? Hermes had the wings on his feet, right? I'm getting for you guys that it's like finding your voice, right? Like finally being able to speak your truth, and do it in a way that's not where it's not like you're shaking, but you're speaking your truth anyways, right? And you're nervous. It's like you're getting your wings, right? Who gives you your wings? God gives you your wings. Universe gives you your wings. So I'm feeling a confidence, a self-assurance that is coming from a place that is greater than you. And it has a really graceful and a really divine quality to it. So I feel like a lot of you are gaining confidence in something, feeling confident to speak your truth, and standing in your power, knowing that you're worthy and that your opinion matters. Okay. All right, Gemini, sun, moon, rising. What does Gemini most need to know for their highest good? Gemini's highest good. Okay, so up above we got the Six of Wands in reverse. Six of Wands is about changing your beliefs, changing your values. The wands represent the fire energy. Excuse me. So what motivates you, the why behind your actions, beliefs, values, and you can see that they're like, it's like a thicket, right? And this butterfly is emerging. Butterflies represent complete transformation because they start out as caterpillars and they go through a complete metamorphosis into, a beautiful butterfly. So I think that, and it's in the reverse. So it's almost like I'm getting this energy of like shrinking back or second guessing some change in belief or value structure that you've made. I'm almost getting, because I'm thinking of the getting your wings, and this is a butterfly. I'm almost getting like maybe you did something. This is going to be specific for somebody, but maybe you took action, right? You did something because you thought about it, you were fed up. It's coming from a place of being fed up. So you're like, okay, I'm going to act, I'm going to do something to change this. You go ahead and act, but now you're realizing that your action didn't come from a place of groundedness, of self. It came from a place of caring about how other people perceive you or worrying about how you're going to be perceived. So it's almost like you're acting in a way that's inauthentic. That's what I want to say. And it's really hitting you. It's hitting you emotionally, and it's hitting you like deep in your core. But the beautiful thing is it was meant to be, because it's allowing you to learn this lesson to stand in your power, and really just getting this image of like all of your energy, your light coming back to you into your heart center. And I think you needed to take this sort of rash action, or it may have been very well thought out, but it was an action that was based on what others think of you. These are values and beliefs, right? So these are all the values and beliefs that other people have sort of programmed into you, cultural, societal norms that may not fit our authentic self. So you took action according to this, right? And you thought you thought it was gonna give you wings, but you're realizing that, like, it's almost like you may have gotten what you wanted, but it doesn't matter because it didn't come from an authentic place, if that makes sense. Okay. And I'm feeling a really like high frenetic energy for you guys. If you are feeling like really just buzzy and like high energy this month, and you want to, I mean, if you're fine with it, you're comfortable with it, then that's fine. But if you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable in it, I'm getting that water is going to be really helpful for you. So if you live by an ocean or a lake, or if you can take a bath, with some herbs, take some lavender, some chamomile, take a bath, and soak. And you may not feel like it, you may not want to do it, but once you do it, you're going to feel so much better. Okay. So up above, this is what's on your conscious mind. We have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about a choice in values, a choice in beliefs. So, the wands are the fire, the motivating factor, the why, and two is always about a choice. So you're very much on your mind is a choice between one belief or another, one direction or another, one mode of action or another. Then we have the Mother of Pentacles in your recent past. This is very much a nurturing energy. This is about would be the Queen of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. So it may be a Cancer, Virgo, sorry, not Cancer. It may be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn in your life. Female for most people. Could be a male, but just a very nurturing energy. Somebody who, I'm looking at the little fawn here. Someone who you can relax around. Someone who you feel safe around and grounded. And there may even be like memory associated, like maybe an item from your childhood home, or like a blanket or something like that that is very nostalgic for you and brings you peace and comfort. On the other hand, it's also like your energy because it's in the recent past. So you may, she's a queen that's very grounded in the physical, the material. You know, she's very much down to earth, but she enjoys, you know, luxury and creature comforts. She cooks really good food. She, you know, she nurtures. Not getting much else for that. Can I have a clarity on this Mother of Pentacles? What does this mean for Gemini? What does this mean for Gemini? This is it. It was sticky. Three of Cups. In your recent past. You may be coming, and then we've got the Six of Cups in your present and the Sun. So I think you're really nostalgic. I'm not getting lost, but like perhaps separation. So perhaps you had to move away from this person, this Mother of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. She's a very, like I said, nurturing. She cooks the soul food. She takes care of the kids. She takes care of the household. And then we've got this Three of Cups, which is about celebration. It's about getting together with friends. It's about drinking and being merry. And again, we have three females prominent in this card. So I feel like maybe some of you like recently had, like, maybe you had a girls trip where you went somewhere and you had a girls trip and you're reminiscing on it. Or maybe you went home and visited your friends and your family. Or maybe you had everybody out to your place and you got together and it was very nostalgic for you. Because then presently we have this Six of Cups card, which is all about nostalgia and your roots, right? The emotional events or the emotions within you that are linked to memories that make you who you are. And it's in the reverse. So I think it's almost like maybe, and you have these two belief structures and you did something, or you're almost wanting to shrink back. So I think like maybe something happened. Like I said, it could be any scenario, but maybe you went on a girls trip with your mom and your friends, or maybe you don't have your mom and maybe you went with your friends and it made you miss your mom. That could be very much for some people. But I see this get together, right? The point is, it's a get together, like an event, or a, you know, you getting together with the intention to have a good time. And it brings up a lot of feelings in you. It's stirring a lot of emotion within you about nurturing and sustenance and, you know, taking care of yourself and those that you love. And it's causing all these memories to come up. Maybe you did go home or you got together with friends from your childhood and you're realizing like you had this conception of them, this idea of them, you had this idea and you thought it was one thing, but now you're realizing it's not actually what you always thought it was. Either that, or you're realizing that you don't align with it anymore. Maybe it is what you always thought it was, but it doesn't align with you anymore. I hope that makes sense. But it's almost like, you know, that experience where like you move, you go to college, something, you come home and it's not the same because you're removed from that dynamic long enough that you've changed, right? And so you see the dynamic differently, and that's what's happening to you. And it's very nostalgic, and it's kind of, it is sad, you know, it is something that you have to work through. But what it's doing is it's causing you to reevaluate yourself and how you see yourself and who you are and how you show up in the world and your values. It's really beautiful. It's super beautiful, Gemini. Then we have the Five of Cups in reverse. So I think it's like, yeah, Five of Cups is like deep, deep sadness. But because it is in reverse, this is on your subconscious. So it's there, it's bubbling away, but you're not quite aware of it. I think you are mourning the loss of something. Now, I don't mean physical. I mean like emotional. Like, I mean, actually, I don't even mean emotional. I mean, an ideal, a value, an ideal, a thing, a concept that you always held to be true. And you've had this experience, this get together with people, or someone's come into your life that's made you realize that the way you looked at something was actually not how it really was, and you're grieving your old concept of this thing. And because this concept was part of who you were, it was part of you, and it's no longer, it's different, right? And so that's causing you to mourn that part of yourself that you're inevitably losing due to this change in perception. Okay. But it is in reverse, so it's like it's not that you're not wanting to feel it, but you're not going to dwell in it. I don't think you're gonna have trouble getting out of this energy. I think it's just something that's there for you. Can I have an internal, external influence, please? And then I want to pull a clarity on this Father of Cups. Internal, external. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. Five of Cups again. Internal, external. Okay. So yes, externally in your environment, you're mourning the loss of something, and it's causing you to change the way that you look at things. Okay. So in your near future, we have this Father of Cups. So this is twofold. This is you taking hold of your emotions, taking hold of how you feel and how you express yourself, how you express your emotions. This is the Father of Cups. The Father is the king, and a king is someone who rules his empire, right? So this is you taking agency of your emotions. And then we have this beautiful Ace of Rods right next to you, and what is this? This is a brand new belief. So right now at the end of the month, you're going through this change in beliefs, change in value systems. But by the end of the month, by the time we get into like the first week in April-ish, you're going to have that aha moment. This is an aha moment, right? Aces are new beginnings. Rods represent the fire element. So like aha, ideas, value systems, the why behind what you do. So you're going to gain, and you see how it's the hand of God. So universe, God is literally going to give you the answer to what you're contemplating right now, what you're sad over right now. Because like mentally you're like, well, shoot, I could choose the old way and stay stuck in the old way, or I could choose this new belief system, but I don't have the new belief system yet. So what does that mean? What does that mean for me? It means I'm a little bit unsure. I don't know which direction to go. And then on your subconscious you have this sadness. You've lost something, some part of yourself, some conception of how things used to be, but subconsciously you're like, I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to let it make me sad. So in your internal environment, the Knight of Pentacles, so you're trying to focus on your money. You're trying to focus on moving forward. And that relates back to this Mother of Pentacles in your recent past. Maybe you have been really working on the security of your family or the security of your, immediate circle, and trying to make sure that your house is in order, that you have enough money coming in, that you're budgeting correctly, like all of those things, right? You're eating well, all of those sort of nurturing home-based things. In your recent past, and then some memory comes up that changes your perception of self, right? Causes you to have to re-examine. So in your internal influence, I see you very much focusing on money, on your finances, on the physical material, your daily routines even. It's a very Virgo sort of card. Your daily routines, you're, eating healthy, you're taking your vitamins, you're making sure you work out, you're working on your money, all those things. That's what you're focusing on, Gemini. Or if you're not, that's what you should focus on, because it's going to really help you move forward and not get stuck in this sadness, okay? And then in your external environment, we do have this Five of Cups card, which is about sadness. It's about loss. But you see, the cups represent emotion, right? And this is somebody who has 5 cups. He's focused on the ones that are spilled. He's focused on the ones that are no more. But if he just turns around, he'll see that he actually has a lot to be grateful for, right? That's the purpose of this card. So it's going to be different for everybody, but you are mourning, a loss of something in your environment, and there is like a sadness to it. And it's tapped into your past, your childhood even, perhaps could go back that far. And if it doesn't go back that far, then it could just be, something or someone that's been in your life for a long time. Okay, so let's pull your animal oracle. What is the animal totem for Gemini this month? What does Gemini need to know? Wow, you guys, I think it was Cancer or Aries got the same card. Huh. Hold on, let me just find it here. Wolf. Okay. Huh. This is very appropriate. I almost put it back, and it was in the reverse. I don't read reversals when it comes to oracles, but I do want to say it's a little bit significant because this might be what you're struggling with. You're coming off the heels of this Mother of Pentacles energy. You're very much focusing on moving forward and doing all the things to take care of your household, your physical material life. So your house, your money, your income, eating well, working out, taking care of your physical body, right? That's what you're focused on. And then we have Wolf. So you may be struggling with this a little bit. Guardian of the family and tribe, activism, ritual. The wolf's mission is to uphold the well-being and longevity of the pack. Healthy wolf energy expresses itself through activism, mentorship, humanitarian efforts, or teaching, religious or political studies. The wolf gets into trouble when it assumes that every member of the tribe must follow suit. This includes children walking in their parents' footsteps. Although it will surely be uncomfortable at first, practicing tolerance helps balance out agitated wolf energy. Contemplate the following: embrace all, exclude none. Focusing on your family, focusing on the well-being of your tribe or your family and your home systems is going to be a very important focus this month. And it doesn't mean that everyone has to follow suit, and acceptance is going to be a big part of your healing this month. But it's going to happen. We have really good cards at the end of the month, so it's just, this is what your challenge is going to be this month. You're dealing with a little bit of self discovery and adjusting your self-concept, which happens throughout life, right? But at the end of the month, you're going to get this big aha idea, and universe is going to grant your wish and give you this divine clarity at the end. You may even have a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio male or like masculine figure that comes in towards the end of the month and helps give you clarity. That could happen for some of you as well. Okay, so I'm going to pull your other oracle. This is the Ask and It Is Given deck by Esther and Jerry Hicks. It's a law of attraction based deck for manifesting what you want. Okay, Gemini. This is it. I am in the perfect position to get there from here. Nothing has to change in your environment or in the circumstances that surround you for you to begin to deliberately allow your own connection to the stream of well-being. You are in the perfect place right now to begin. So I want to just mention when I did the other readings, I'm going to read this one to you as well. But when I did the other readings, the oracle card that came up was very much about allowing your emotions, and your emotions being your vibrational set point, right? So when you feel down, there is a time and a place to release it, right? But if you stay in that vibration, you're attracting more of those things. So it's not about bypassing. We don't want to bypass our emotions. There's a time and a place for everything. But we do want to deliberately refocus on what we want to manifest and the feelings that we want to feel, because that is how you're going to bring it in, okay? So I wanted to read this one too. This was at the bottom of the deck. It says, in my appreciation, I offer no resistance. Remember, accept all, exclude none, right? From the Wolf card. Appreciation and self-love are the most important aspects you could ever nurture. Appreciation of others and appreciation of yourself are the closest vibrational matches to source energy of anything we have ever witnessed anywhere in this universe. So spirit, universe, God is love. Spirit, God, universe is love, is appreciation. So if you are struggling emotionally, if you can find one thing that you want to focus on that makes you feel appreciative, grateful, you can marvel at its beauty. Maybe you're looking at a flower. Look at this beautiful succulent here. Maybe you're looking at a flower. Maybe you step outside and you hear the birds chirping. Moments of appreciation, and that will help to draw in more when you are feeling, if and when you are feeling difficult emotions. And remember, this month, all those emotions are going to come up. And the rage, the Mars energy that we have going on, Mars and Pluto, be careful of people lying to you. Be careful of deception. Be careful. Remember what I was saying about taking a grain of salt in the intro, or taking everything with a grain of salt in the intro video. So just keep all of that in mind, because anger, that Mars energy, is often a cover for sadness, right? Because we learned to cover up our sadness with anger, because it's not safe to be sad. You're very vulnerable when you're sad, right? People can pick on you. You're at a low vibrational place. You attract bad things. So oftentimes we learn to cover up our fear or our sadness with anger, because at least anger is energized, right? It has an emotion behind it. People stand back. People don't fuck with you when you're angry, right? So keep that in mind, and know that if you do have anger or frustration bubbling up, it might very well be sadness and fear underneath. And if that is the case, take the time to release it when you're safe, when it's an appropriate place and time to do so. Obviously not when you're at work or if you're around your children or whatever. And then refocus on something that brings you appreciation, okay? Something that you find beautiful, that you find, that you're grateful for, okay? Could even just be the fact that you breathe air, you come back to that one. Breath is a beautiful tool for connecting with source, okay? I love you so much, Gemini, and I will see you all in April.